You're now listening to N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. My name is Glenn. I'm your host. I'm joined as always by my wonderful co-host Johnny. Welcome back. Happy New Year. This is our first episode since the New Year's begun. It's good to see you. Hope you're well. Your lighting looks a little different today. Do you have like something new going on?
I got a new blackout curtain set up in my window, so the lighting is now a little muted over here, a little brighter over here. You know,
it looks good.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's good to see you. Did you have a good holiday break?
You know what? The holiday break was great. The aftermath has been a little bit wild in my personal life, but holidays were fantastic. You know, we traveled down to Florida again to see my parents and spend some time with friends, which was really good because, you know, we have some friends now who are, so when we visited, actually, we had a friend who was very, very much along in their pregnancy, and now they have welcomed a new baby girl into the world.
Congratulations!
We're glad we got to see them at least before delivery, if not afterwards. So it was super nice. Shout out to them. And then just some fun time with friends, family, all that kind of stuff. It was a really, really good time. And you know what? New Year's was great too, coming back up here and seeing family who came by to visit for New Year's and stuff like that. Had a good time.
Very nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the break. I really needed it. Got me the chance to, as viewers will now see, we got us a new intro. Let me do some stuff, some development on this end of things, which is nice. It's been pretty busy for me. Obviously, holidays are great, but then like this weekend has been wild times. It's my birthday Monday at the time we're recording this, so I think by the time this goes live on Patreon, it'll be my birthday on the 19th.
Nice. Happy birthday.
And then thank you very much. And then on top of that, like I had brunch with my best friend this morning. Had to go help my friend move some stuff earlier today, and then like over the weekend, my car kind of blew up. My transmission just went. I drive a Nissan. I never will again. So we spent kind of the whole weekend scrambling to try to get something situated so I can drive. Thankfully, my Nana came in clutch. So. Shout out to Nana for having the Prius on deck, so I'll be able to go places.
Hey,
gee, Nana, let's go.
Truly. And then just all of that stuff, right? Of course, at the end of like I have 3 months left to pay that car off, so of course it would explode. But it's good to be here. I'm glad to be back, and of course, the elephant in the room. You've already heard his voice if you're not watching the video. We are joined today by ForTheWinTCG himself, Sean Paine. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited to do this, man.
Absolutely. Did you have a good holiday as well?
Yeah, it was honestly really, really nice. Usually I'm the party type. I'll go around and start partying here and there and all that. But this Christmas, it was really nice. Just chill with the family. I think towards the end of the day, we just watched the film and stuff and had a really nice, relaxing night. I was home by like 10, 11 o'clock and in bed. So usually I'll be up to the AM. And the New Year's, it was just me and my little boy, and that was basically it. So it was just super, super, super nice. Really
That's
nice.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
That's awesome.
Holidays are good. Do you normally travel at all for the holidays?
Not typically, no, because I live quite close to my mum. My mum's literally like a 20-minute walk from me. So
wow,
literally, and we all, me and all my siblings, we all just go there and group together and have Christmas there, have Christmas dinner, do all that kind of stuff. And New Year's, there was not really any plans really made, so I just kind of made it my own little thing.
Nice.
So yeah, sometimes I will here and there, especially when I was younger, but yeah, now not so much because we're all quite local now.
Yeah, that's about how we are too. My mom lives like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good to be here with you both. Welcome, folks, to
likewise.
episode 52 of N21FM. We're back from the holidays. We go live most every week. We miss a couple here and there, mostly just for holidays and big stuff. We're off of a long break, doing some reevaluation stuff. We had some confusion towards the end of last year about the direction of the show, just with availability of staffing. But I'm here to assure you all, fair audience, that we are not going anywhere. This show will persist, despite the horrors. So,
thank God.
So it's good. We've got some cool stuff in store for you. We're obviously going to be interviewing Mr. Sean Paine here for today's episode, and then our bonus episode. We're actually going to be going over, what is it we said? We're going to do like the top 3 for each of us cards from 2025, things that released in 2025. We're very excited about that. If you're interested in that content, you can go over to patreon.com/terminalcreative. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode, as well as access to our bonus show, N21 Plus. $5 a month gets you your questions read on the show. So for future interviews like this, you can have any questions you have for our guests read to them and answered on the air. And at the $10 tier, you are considered a producer of the show, and we will give you your credit at the end. Interested in that? Check it out over patreon.com/terminalcreative. Remember that we don't run ads, and so that is the trade-off is you have to hear us ramble about Patreon for a little bit. But we hope you enjoy. There's a lot of good content over there. Gave out some free memberships over the holidays so that if anybody was interested, they could check it out, see what the big deal was. And a handful of people took us up on that. So I hope those folks are enjoying the content. But it's good to get back into things. I'm glad to be here. I've got some nice tea I was inspired by a friend from across the pond to have some tea. I've got just because I know my throat's gonna be torn up after this if I'm not careful. Let's get into things. So
absolutely,
Sean, we've got a handful of questions for you. It's actually very interesting. We've, as you know, and as viewers know, we just had on what is I would consider probably like a very kindred spirit to you in the form of Matthew Wood, aka LDF, right? You guys are both very much known in the space for doing your rogue deck stuff. So I want to make sure that we're not being too similar, because obviously you both fill very different niches, and we'll talk about that later on when we talk about your experience as a creator, because you've been in a very interesting bag lately. A lot more like video essay type stuff, which is very inspiring because first of all, it's really excellent content.
Thank you.
Of course. And then just it's a cool new direction. And we spoke a little bit before the show about what that's about, but we'll talk about it a little more in that part of the interview as well. But at first, I'd like to know just a little bit about you yourself, like your name, how old you are. Well, we know your name, of course, but like who you are as a person, your age, where you're from, kind of like what you do, if you have like any like formal education, any like things you have done outside of Pokemon, anything you care to share about who you are, who is Sean. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, of course. My name's Sean. Hi.
Whoa, spoilers.
20. Spoilers. Yeah, I'm 29. And born in London. Live in London. Weirdly enough, had a stint where I lived down in Southampton, the south of England. For those that know, they know. Honestly, in terms of like who I am, I am literally. I live and breathe content creation. Since like 14, I think, where I started watching like PewDiePie and stuff like that. I've just been so into making content, and that's kind of all I've done as a hobby since. I do dabble like in music here and there, actually. Maybe we can get into that soon, but that's something I really, really also enjoy doing, making my own music, and then content. But in terms of who I am, I honestly think, weirdly enough, that is me. I just like making things.
That's really
and I
cool.
think that's it's found its way into the Pokemon TCG. I remember finding that game. Weirdly enough, there's a shop, I don't know if you guys know it in the States, it's called Primark. I don't know if you've heard of this before, this shop. It's just a clothing store. It's very, very popular. If people in the UK are listening at all, then they will know 100%. And they were doing this like promo. This is around that Guardians Rising time, where they were doing promos and just like putting packs on the checkout. And I remember picking one up and I was like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. Liked it as a kid. Opened it up and was like, oh, this is fun. Started collecting, and then from there I watched Andrew Mahone, I watched PTCG Radio, Omnipoke, shout out to Omnipoke.
Oh yeah.
And from there just started getting into, I started reading the cards and started learning to play. And then just instantly, because all I've done since I was a young teenager is YouTube, I just started making videos on that, and it kind of turned into this. So that's kind of who I am and how this came to be.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm curious, so what did you make before Pokemon content?
So I made any kind of content really. It was whatever I was interested in. So at the start it was like horror game stuff. I think I was trying to copy PewDiePie. It was the thing back then.
It was.
That's so fair, Ben.
Amnesia gameplay.
Yeah. I would find these like point and click horror games to play, and I'm just sitting there in my family home, just in the living room on the family computer. It's a terrible computer. It can't work. Playing these point and click games, and I was using like a Disney like sing along Wii microphone. That was just a USB that I plugged in and just like like taped to something to keep it up as just my microphone, just to use it. Because I was like,
Yes.
it looked cool to me. I'm like, well, this is what the big YouTubers do.
Awesome.
And yeah, so that's kind of where it all came from, really. The content, yeah, as I said, started off kind of just doing that, and then it went into like Counter-Strike, because I was really interested in Counter-Strike for a period of time. If you don't know what that is, just a FPS game.
Yeah.
And then Overwatch kind of had its popularity.
Yeah.
I started making there you go. I started making content on that. And yeah, and then I think that was really I was making content on. Sometimes I would do like tutorial videos. I think like before I privated it, my most viewed video was like how to make beats for free online. So it's just I found this like online like, door that I could just like show to people, and I was like, oh yeah, do this if you don't have Fruity Loops or anything like that. Just whack that up. And I'll do some like reviews here and there, tech reviews, but it was honestly just whatever I was interested in. Yeah. So that's what I was doing before Pokemon.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wait, I gotta know who was your main in Overwatch?
Yeah, true.
All right. Okay.
It's a deep cut, I know.
Full main, but I like tank and DPS primarily. If it was tank, it was Diva. If it was DPS, it'd probably be McCree or Genji.
Nice.
Is Genji?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Genji's correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was the guy that everyone hated. The Genji that was terrible. Just never stayed with the team. Always ran off and just got killed every second. That was me.
That's awesome. I had a Genji stint.
Dive enjoyer, man.
What'd you say?
A dive enjoyer.
Yeah.
Truly,
yeah.
Dive
was
comp, yes.
Oh man. I was a big Sombra head. Before like any of her crazy reworks, I was playing like support Sombra and like support Symmetra before her major DPS rework.
Yes.
Back when she still like could push out shields and stuff.
Yes.
So I was playing like support Sim, support Sombra. I was a freak. It was weird, but like
no, those were so valid, dude.
I was a crazy hipster when it came to my picks on there, and I played a lot of Orisa before her rework as well.
Oh, I did like Orisa when she first came out. Actually, I really did.
She was super cool.
See, that's where I was. I was very into tank and support. So I did either Orisa or honestly Ana, dude. Ana was like
Ana was goated, like insane.
I got good enough to like. I mean, I'm nowhere near like the best like click heads or anything like that. But Ana was fantastic for just like playing that backline support, because that's always what I was. I was like, I'm not a frontline person, but Orisa and Ana like let me feel that kind of like, oh, I can like sit behind something and just do stuff. I can just kind of point and aim and get some stuff and soften things up and help stuff.
Ana like operated as a decent like DPS as well. Sometimes it's like you're just shooting to heal, and then if you just see an enemy, you do a few chip here and there. I mean, if I was doing support, it would be Zenyatta.
Zen my goat.
Honestly, the clips I have with Zenyatta is insane. It's just like pop, headshot. I was like, this is great.
That's so fun. I love Zen. He's
great, man.
Oh my gosh, that's another part of my weekend I totally forgot to mention. You just reminded me. Those monks that are walking across the United States.
Yes.
Sean, are you familiar with this?
No.
There's a group of Buddhist monks that are walking from Texas. First of all, I didn't realize there was a Buddhist temple in Texas of all places.
Yeah,
that is very but they've been walking across the entire United States. They're headed to DC. They walked through our state and actually like right down a street that I'm right next to. So we went and saw that. We were going to go to their like talk that they had, but we ended up just going to live stream because it was going to be impossible to park. My it was really interesting.
Yesterday.
What's that?
My mother-in-law went to see them yesterday, actually. Just nice. Like to see what they were doing. But she said it was really interesting. It was cool, but like, people always see this and are like, oh, I want to interact with them, and it's like, chill out, man. They're just trying to walk.
Yeah. Let them do their thing, right?
Wait until their visiting hours if you're going to interact with them. That's what I was. Exactly. I was thinking about trying to go out there. I'm tragically content filled right now. I was like, I should try to interview them, but like obviously that did not work out.
But
yeah, so it was an interesting day, and you saying Zenyatta reminded me of that.
That's honestly that's really cool though. That's awesome. I'd love to see that see that happening.
It was really cool. I got a video of it. It was very interesting because there were like police everywhere, like walking them up, which you kind of have to do. But ironic that you have to have so much security for a peace walk. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, welcome to N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. We've been sitting here talking about Overwatch for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, it's great to be here with you all. So You said your content kind of started outside of Pokemon. Do you have? You said it was Primark that got you into Pokemon. Did you have any, like, what was your next step from just kind of the promotions? Was there like, was there a easy jumping in point? I know for me, it was like the 2012 World Championship Igor Costa deck that I was like, oh, this is what it looks like to be a competitive player. Let me experiment with this. Did you have anything like that where you kind of were able to jump in from, or were you kind of left to your own resources to get into the game?
It's definitely more so the latter. You know, as obviously when I said I watched like Tricky Jim and stuff like that, it was primarily for watching him and him doing his rogue decks, because he was doing, I guess at that time, what I'm doing now. And it was through watching that I was like, oh, this is really fun. But I didn't at that time have any resources to know where the main decks were. I didn't know about Limitless or anything like that. I think it was still around at the time. I didn't know about any of those resources. So I just like looked at the cards I had on PTCGO, which, you know, it's harder to get cards on PTCGO than it was, you know, it is now on PTCGO. And then just made decks based on what I had, because I loved the deck building process. So I think the first piece of content I put out was one of the first decks I made, which was a Mewtwo Lunala GX deck.
Whoa.
And it was like moving energy around with Lunala and healing off Mewtwo. So it was this weird like tank build that I thought was kind of fun. And yeah, so in terms of like playing, that was genuinely where I kind of went off. I went off in that direction. Hence how, you know, you probably see how the channel came about. But
yeah,
I never really played meta decks at the start. No, it was just like I had my resources and made what I could with it and enjoyed it.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really cool. It's interesting to hear that, like, first of all, like that Mahone was even doing rogue decks back then, because I'm fairly new to the scene. I started playing around the time of Pokemon Go. The set came out, like Astral Radiance through Pokemon Go.
Okay.
And so I missed out on a large amount of that. I think I had a Pokemon, like a PTCGO account that I had made a long time ago.
Yeah.
That because I remember when I logged back in, I was given like the ADP Zacian deck that they gave out to everybody.
Oh god.
And so that was like my first deck, and I was like, this is kind of nuts. I like
this.
It was really gross. It's funny. I went from like, I jumped in at two of the most broken points in TCG history, where it's like I jumped in with like Mewtwo Wars, and then I jumped back in with ADP.
Yeah.
But that is, I say that to say, like, it's cool to hear that like all those like older decks have I don't know, it's cool to hear all that kind of stuff and the older things. Sorry, I've a little bit lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Yeah, no, as I said, like you know, it was kind of just making my own stuff. I didn't really, because when you logged into PTCGO, right, you didn't really have. It's not like PTCGO where you log in and there's decks ready for you. You know, like back then it was just like you have these like XY starter decks, and I think I was playing around with like this Raichu that did 20 damage for each of my bench Pokemon or something like that. You know, if anyone's listening, if you know, you know. But yeah, never really picked up decks like that because you just didn't really have them. They didn't provide them.
It's interesting how it created also like this market of like buying just straight up codes. Because I remember,
it was a full market. Yeah,
like what was it? You were partnered with them for a while. I remember because you're the only person I ever used your code like when I checked out.
Oh, but, awesome!
It was like it was where you would just buy bulk codes. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was PTCGO store. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
PTCGO store at the time. Yeah.
I remember buying spending probably more money than I should have, but like a handful of times, like getting those, like it was so interesting because at the time people were like, "Oh, I'll trade you a number of packs for this card," and like,
oh mate, when a new card came out, it was hell. You'd have to trade like a booster box for this new card that was super mid, but everyone wanted to see it. So I remember when like I think it was the first V-Star? I think it was Glaceon V-Star was the first ever V-Star that came out. And I remember when that came out, there's so much hype behind V-Stars.
Right.
And I was like, I've got to get it. Like, I just have to get it. I have to make a video the moment it's released. Because like back then it was super competitive. And yeah, I had to trade so many packs, you know, and we're talking like where the meta cards were worth like, you know, if you wanted one meta card, it was like, you know, 18 packs. But then this one is worth double that. And it's worse just because it's new. So yeah, I can like, like for me, getting that sponsor actually helped so much because they gave me codes every month to cover that.
Oh, nice.
Because they reached out to me and I was like, what can we do? And I was like, well, I definitely need code cards because I need to be able to get these new cards to make content. And so they helped me out with that, and that was super helpful. So I'm glad that you used them because it, you know, shows them that it was going both ways, which was good. So But yeah, it was like, you had to like trade and do like, it doesn't exist anymore in PTCGL, which is a good thing, I think. But
yeah,
back then it was difficult to get cards for sure.
I remember when I was trying to build Pocky and Teleon after the what was it, the Brisbane top 8, where it was all 8 slots. I think it was like 56 packs for a single Pocky V.
Oh God.
It was so bad. I was just like, I'll wait. I'll just try to pull it. Oh man,
I'm so glad that I came into live and not online, dude.
You really are, dude.
I think I lucked out. I think I lucked out. Oh my God,
it was really, really terrible. Oh man.
Yeah, man, my video release order was even based on that. Like, I would obviously now I would like release videos in a certain order based on what I think people want to see first and all that kind of stuff. But back then it was just like, hey, what I get is what I'm releasing, bro. Like, if I ain't got this card, I ain't putting a video on it. I ain't got the card. You know, I think that's kind of what like Pocket creators are like now, because they're in that kind of space where they have to like trade and do all that kind of stuff, don't they? So
I guess that's true.
Creators, in that space now. It's interesting to see.
I've forgotten all about Pocket. We dunk on Pocket a lot on this show, just because we're both very like adverse to like gacha type games.
Yes, it's quite it's a gacha game.
Well, and like I did some research into it. Like, did you know they've lost 50% of their player base since they launched?
Yeah, they've tanked, haven't they? I mean, they're still doing incredible in comparison to everything else,
right? Like, because
niche, but
their finances are crazy.
I mean, but no, it has dropped off quite a bit. Yeah, I've even seen the creators like their video performances have all tanked as well, and I feel bad for them. But
I mean, it is
what it is.
The matter, it's the matter of most of those kinds of things. It's always going to drop over time eventually. For the most part, most things will. Of course. I mean, but like we've talked about it before. Like Pokemon, I mean, they still fund Go, and Go is severely like making severely less than Pocket is right now, and they're going to absolutely still put money into that. So if they put money into Go, they're going to put money into Pocket. You know,
yeah.
It's interesting.
They like to sustain those things, don't they? They still put some money into PTG Live. Very
right.
But
I like that they support stuff. It's interesting. Like they still support Master ZX, the really deliberate gacha game. They just put.
I love the music. Oh, I love the music.
Oh yes, it's really good.
Some good tracks, man. Good tracks.
They do. They just added Ball Guy with a Hisuian Voltorb or something into
that's kind of funny.
into Master ZX. It's really cool because they gave Ball Guy like his helmet is also like the Hisuian Pokeball.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
cool.
Really cute. Cool. I thought it was neat. Oh,
that's sick.
Wow.
And, I was gonna say, speaking of Pocket, this is kind of a weird segue, but to kind of roll on a couple of these questions still. Do you have any like experience with other TCGs, right? Like outside of Pokemon in general, something like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, anything like that?
I tried Yu-Gi-Oh. I tried Master Duel.
Oh gosh. I've heard this story before.
I regretted it. There's so much going on. It was just too much for me to digest. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like the barrier to entry to Yu-Gi-Oh is unreasonably high. Yeah, it does feel like that.
Yeah. I've heard people. So I as a kid, I used to be like very into Yu-Gi-Oh to the point where like I never did like anything super competitive, but I did get into like some of the more competitive cards. And then later in life, I've gone back and like revisited. I think I've mentioned it on the show before. There's an old Game Boy Advance game that's probably like one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh video games. It's also one of my favorite video games ever in general. But there's a Yu-Gi-Oh 2006 World Championship Edition Game Boy Advance game. And it is, I think, like one of the quintessential games for like Yu-Gi-Oh 2005/2006 formats. If you're listening to this, by the way, listeners at home, if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh and you're into GOATS format specifically, or like some Monarchs format, like half Monarchs format, go pick that game up or try it out on like an emulator. I guarantee you it'll be super fun if you're into that kind of stuff. But yeah, it plays like very old formats. And at the time, right, like that kind of stuff is like, oh, you know, it's easy to get into. You only have to know like, you have to know a lot of cards, but like the card pool for it is like 6,000 something cards. And realistically, like only about 2,000 are actually like viable. Or
crazy.
That's still a lot of cards.
Only 2K cards are viable.
In Pokemon, there's 2 viable cards. It's Gardevoir and Dragapult, baby. That's all we got.
Oh my God. That's so true.
Only 2,000.
So true. But the issue these days, if you're getting into Yu-Gi-Oh now, is like you have to know every card ever made. quite literally every card ever made. And the worst part about it is like, because of the whole ban, limitless forbidden stuff where like we're gonna no copies or 1 copy or 2 copies, right?
Yeah.
Every time new cards are released and every time the list comes around again, you have to pay attention to like what's going on and off of it, because that severely changes like some entire decks, entire strategies. Formats change, live and die around that. But then the problem is it's like this, like, random obscure card number 539, no one ever touched this card before, or it only saw play like 2 times. But suddenly, new card 1 million makes random card 539 suddenly like really good, like, absurd.
Feels like GLC a little bit.
It does feel a little like GLC, but even GLC is like not nearly this bad, honestly.
Wow. That's crazy.
Even Expanded isn't that bad. Expanded is bad, and Expanded is still not as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh!
Do you hear they're gonna ban my boy from Expanded? They're gonna.
Right.
They're banning Metacham V.
No.
Yeah, there is. It's supposed to. The ban is supposed to take effect, I think, February 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Is there a loop deck with it that I've?
In fact, I think Dusknor and all that, like being able to like get to turn 2 yoga loops really effectively is a big part of the problem. People are just describing it as like less fun to play against, which also suggests though that we're gonna get something around February, which would make something like yoga loop really potent. So I'm curious to see if we'll get something like that properly. I mean, maybe that'll be the.
In Japan right now is like the ban's being discussed as like coming. So if it's in Japan, that means that like it's going to come here, obviously, but like something coming out is going to be really disgusting, which means even in standard format, something's going to maybe be gross with Dusks. So look forward to that.
Oh, lovely. I'm
it's probably time with that. It's probably Mega Greninja. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's probably Mega Greninja. So that's you know what? There's some video content ideas right there. Is go into Expanded and just exploit yoga loops with Greninja before. Well, I guess maybe because that'll release, but at least before the ban, go explore some yoga loop Dusk stuff and just farm.
You will not catch me going into Expanded, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh no.
A reminder that also in Expanded, yoga loop is busted. If you yoga loop on turn 1, you get to have turn 1 again, which
double squawkability, double Battle VIP.
It's double squawkability, double Battle VIP. It's so. I wish they would still fix. They still haven't fixed that. It's disgusting. It's broken.
That's the problem with Expanded. It's so many like poorly coded interactions. Like to be fair, all it is just Reggie Drago, and that's basically it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, the worst. I think the worst thing we've like experienced, at least for me, that I've experienced lately, is like, GLC coming and going through the trainer trials. Having a ton of fun with that, even with like lives slightly modified, exactly. Like no XY, no what is it, black and white, but still it's fun. The problem is like they still haven't coded in things properly. So like Timer Ball, Goose Hala, those 2 specifically are like some of my biggest ops, right? Because they don't reveal the cards that someone selects. Right?
Oh,
it's the stupidest. It is so bad. I remember seeing it the first time. I was like, wait, what? Why am I not? And I looked at like the battle log on the side of the screen, like in the middle of it. So like, oh, I just missed it. And it's like, oh, they selected a card. You don't get to know what your opponent picked. Granted, they'll probably play it next, but like you don't get to know. Yikes. That's the worst thing ever. No information there. So
this is why I'm a little bit concerned. Like I want them to, like the devs of PTCG out, I want them to release XY black and white into the expanded format, but there's cards still in the Sun and Moon format they haven't got sorted. It is concerning. But we'll see because I'm sure they will eventually get to expanded out, but it's
I don't want to dwell on it too much because I said I want this to primarily be learning about Sean.
Sorry. It's all about me. It's my show, okay? How dare you talk about
hostile takeover?
I'm on the clock. All right.
Hostile takeover time. Very topical for. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
I was gonna say also because we were discussing some live stuff here, but outside of the live with video game interactions, have you ever done any VGC or like dabbled in any VGC type content, anything like that?
No. In terms of like, there's a couple of reasons for it. In terms of for the channel, obviously the audience, there's very minimal crossover between TCG and VGC.
Yes.
So if I upload VGC content, a lot of my viewers will be like, "I want to watch this." If I upload, the opposite, vice versa, right? So I don't really have the audience for it. First off, I could dive into it on the second channel, and I would for sure. But I was just saying to Glenn before we start recording how it's like it's a lot to take in and a lot to learn. But it's something I would love to do at some point. Specifically because I've recently made friends with Game Boy Luke. I don't know if you know who Game Boy Luke is at all.
Not familiar.
So he's a content creator, and he doesn't do VGC stuff, but he makes Then We Fight videos. So these are videos where you'd have like pick 3 starter Pokemon, and they have like something about it going on, fusing or whatever it is. It's content basically. And they would battle and stuff like that.
Interesting.
And we talked about him having me involved in some of that in the future, but obviously I'd have to know how it works, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I've seen his shorts going around.
He does some react shorts as well, and he's like reacting to like the Nintendo Directs and Pokemon Day stuff. But so it'd be nice to learn a bit more. And I did learn a little bit when we was at EYC when we met, because we met EYC last year, and we was watching some of the VGC. I think, I don't know if Wolfie was playing at this time or not on stage, but was watching it, and he was just telling me what's happening. So he was like, "Oh, our Chaladon's it's terrestrializing. It's now the electric type thing, and it's doing this to make this happen." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's like Perish Trap and all this stuff." So he's telling me bits and bobs here and there.
Yeah.
But I have no knowledge in it. Like that's about as far as it goes. But I definitely need to like up my knowledge, because if I'm gonna join Luke on some of that stuff, then I definitely need to be able to know what I'm doing.
It's really
in terms of content on my end, the audience just isn't there for it to be worth the time, I think, for me.
That's
for
smart
sure.
though, to join somebody else and like feature for that kind of content to dip your toes in, because I've been trying to obviously get a little more VGC content involved on this show just to learn about it. It's hard. I've actually been trying to plan something with friend of the show Galactic Squids to do. He does a lot of VGC stuff, and so we were thinking of doing like a game swap where like I would try out VGC and he would try out TCG for like a week or whatever, and kind of see where we're at the end of it. But like it's tough to kind of like get in. There's a huge skills floor, and you have to have like the tools of Showdown and all this other stuff.
So I was going to say Showdown probably makes that a lot easier coming up.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Sean?
No, I was gonna say I've got another friend as well who was showing me about it more recently at some locals and stuff like that, and I've seen people play it locally and all that, and it still looks like a lot. Because I'll talk to him, he'll come to me, and I'll be like, how did it go? Because I'll just sit there with some TCG people and play some TCG while he's competing in like a locals, and he'll be like, this happened. I'm like, bro, I am not following, but I'm here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you. I'm here. So
sounds about right.
No, it is a lot to take in, but if I could, and if I had the time to dedicate to it, then I think I would, because I think I would enjoy it. I think I would. Yeah.
It seems like one of those things. So pivoting a little back harsher, like, do you have any favorite Pokemon that you'd want to like use on a team, maybe for or like any teams that you'd be interested in, or would you even like have the knowledge to even guess what that would be?
I have no knowledge.
No, that's fair. That's fine.
I'll say some Pokemon that's like do they still do their tiers? Like
I think yes.
Like never use tiers and Uber tiers and all that.
Yes, Tyranitar actually just moved back up to OU.
Oh, there you go. That's overuse, isn't it?
I think so.
I think I learned that stuff from like False Swipe Gaming, his videos.
Sounds about right.
He talk about like, how good was this Pokemon in I have no clue. I heard like was it Miraidon that was good recently?
Yes, Miraidon's been good for a while.
Yeah. So we'll go with that.
Sure.
I know you can have like legendary. I think it's like one legendary in a team in the current format. Is that correct?
Yeah, they change regulations really frequently, and their regulations for locals are different than their regulations or their regulation for the ladder is different than the regulation for regionals, which has been a big point of contention for a lot of VGC players.
Yeah, it'd be hard to like train.
Yeah, very much so. In fact, unless you're doing like private lobbies.
Man. So, I know you had to like put in the time to get the correct EVs and IVs on the Pokemon and stuff like that. You actually have to put in the work for it.
Nightmare.
Which I thought that was interesting. I was like, wow, you have to like really work hard for your team. You don't just like pick it up. You know what I mean?
That's like us having to like hand draw our own cards.
yeah, exactly. Bro, he's like, just got, hold on, give me a sec. I just got to draw out ADP right now. Just let me do it. GG, bro. Oh yeah. Yeah, my mate told me about it, and I was like, that's crazy. You have to grind like mad. So that man.
That kind of made me think too with what you said about the regulations. I actually didn't know like the regulations were different either, Glenn. But like imagine that with like the TCG, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're playing
your regulation block is like G for like 1 month, but then like regionals. Oh yeah, no G's at this.
Yeah, but imagine that. But I'm sure it's more like, wait, do they have wind about what it's gonna become, or do they just hear like the day before? Because I can imagine like TCG, you're on regulation block G, and then on the day of the tournament, H releases and it's legal. Like that would be ridiculous.
They get a little bit of
okay, that's good.
Heads up, like, at least.
Yeah, but imagine playing your locals, and you got a regional next weekend, and then you find out that regulations changed on the day. Like, Jesus,
it would really kill me. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, okay. At least it's not like that bad then.
Yeah, no. Moving away from VGC stuff, though, I'm curious. Just kind of moving into like what the current game is. Obviously, we spoke a little bit before the show how you're not playing as much right now. But do you have anything that you're having a lot of fun playing right now? Whether it's like in standard or like another format.
Yeah. I'm really liking right now Kangaskhan Fortress. I'm really enjoying that.
Okay.
I find it quite fun. I also am liking a little bit of Dawnzard, weirdly enough.
Ooh.
I'm not really the type. I don't really like play meta decks,
Yeah.
But I've decided to try that one out. I've decided to start playing some meta just so I can make my decks better in the future.
Yeah.
I think it's better to be able to understand the meta in order to know what you're building better. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up Dawnzard for a bit just to see how it plays. And I was really having fun. I love the combo aspect. I'm sure then you'd relate to, I guess, with doing Palkia and Teleon. That was quite a deck that was very like technical, right? Okay, I'm gonna evolve into Drizzile and then Teleon and find this, pull this payoff. Like that's Dawnzard is very, very much like that. So
people have actually compared Dawn with the Noctowl engine to like the analog for like Irida in the Inteleon engine, which I think is really interesting.
Yes.
Because they're very similar in the way that like you'll get with a Dawn, you'll go get a Noctowl the same way Irida you'd grab like your Drizzile or your Inteleon.
Yeah.
So I found that really interesting. They're very similar. It's cool that like all the new stuff is all like the old stuff is new again in a different way.
Yes. Yeah. They're quite known for that Pokemon. They do that quite a bit. They do like to recycle, but in newer ways.
Yeah, which it's just been really cool. It's interesting that you said you've been doing Zard. Are you on like the Jets package with the Tatsugiri and the Klefki?
I don't know if I have the Tatsugiri. I do have Klefki.
Because oh man, Klefki is so good right now.
Jet though, yeah, Klefki Jet is in the build that I play because I mean, especially on the ladder, Psyduck is much more prominent, So you just got to be ready for that. So yeah,
for sure.
I don't think I do Tats. Maybe I don't know. Don't remember. I'll be honest. No clue.
Well, in the same,
pick it up.
Yeah, in the same vein though, like, do you have a favorite deck? What's probably your favorite deck you've ever played then?
Ever played that I've had the
There's
most
a little bit wider scale.
I can't say for sure if I'm honest because well, I really, really enjoyed when it came out, Bidoof Lass. And I think that translated in my video that I did on it. I think like that came across. So I'd say in recent memory on the spot, I think that would be my answer. Yeah, because I have played so many decks. Like I've built thousands upon different decks, played so many. So it's hard to pinpoint. But Bidoof Lass in recent memory has been my most favorite. Yeah.
You excited for that Mega Froslass when it comes out?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. That looks bougie. I like that. I'm going to whack that in there and see what happens, man.
That looks exciting. So my favorite tech that I've seen is somebody on Twitter was talking about like running that with what's the support time, where because your damage with Mega Froslass is based on your opponent's cards in hand. So you're like, all right, here's Budew. You can either let me draw 4 cards or I'm doing 200 more damage. Take your pick.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff is right up my alley. So I'm excited to play something like that.
Oh, mate. That sounds like a laugh.
I was gonna say you could probably. I think I've seen the same thing with people doing with what is it, the new Lieutenant Surge card.
Yeah, it's
right.
like, yeah, give me a prize or let me draw. Yeah.
Like either, yeah, exactly. Like either you both take prizes or someone draws. Yeah, it's crazy kind of how you can like force people into those situations like that. I love that stuff.
I find it really fun though, because the amount of times I've seen people play it, they will play the card at the worst time where I'm like, oh, you just helped me manipulate the prize trade. Thanks. It's like, you take a prize. Now I have counter catcher. Cheers. Appreciate that.
Yep.
So it's happened a few times where they play it at the wrong time, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, buddy, you're cooked, man. You're done.
You got a big storm coming.
Yeah. It's so fun to play, but you got to play it right, man. Because GG, bro. It can get tough.
I love the little player interaction stuff like that.
It's fun. It's
in
really
that
fun.
way. What was it? Was it Wallace that was like draw 3 and ask your opponent if they want to draw a card, and then you can draw another one?
Yeah. I remember that one.
Stuff like that is really fun.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh man.
Sadly, no competitive viability, but just a good laugh. It's like those rock paper scissors cards as well. They're the ones that are just like, oh, let's crack out rock paper scissors, bro. Let's do it. That's a locals card if ever, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know all about that. I guess I don't know if were we recording when I was talking about the game show GLC. I don't know.
We were recording at the time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Long-time fans of the show will know I've got a GLC deck all centered around those really like gimmicky cards with the rock paper scissors and the game show stuff. Lots of fun.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we've talked a lot about kind of a substantial amount of like what you as a player. Do you have anything like what is your I'm thinking the things on the fly because it's kind of coming up.
Of course, man.
What is your experience going to in-person events? Do you do that often, or
not
is
often?
It mostly that?
But I do go to at least a UIC every year because that's like it's around the corner to me, so it's easy to go to.
Fair enough.
I do go to those events when I can. Yeah, it's honestly so fun, man.
Do you have a favorite UIC memory?
Oh yeah. There's quite a few. Okay, let's say. I think for me, it was meeting. It's always my fan interactions, but it was meeting these two fans that I think I said this. I spoke to another content creator the other day, and I said the same story. But it's these two people who were fans of my channel. They basically it's a father and son. The father DM'd me on Twitter and was like, "I'd love to meet you and stuff like that. Are you around?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And we just organized the time and got it all sorted out. Found each other, and it was this guy, his son, which is his son was maybe about 14, 13, something like that. And then obviously his partner, the son, the mother, and she came up to me and just had a really, really pleasant chat. And they were both fans of the channel, and they were talking about how I think the one thing that really stood out to me was when the mother came up to me and said "Oh, my son can't stop saying Donnie all the time now," because that's what I say in my videos a lot, right? And I'm like, "Oh, that is so just cool. It's really, really cool." So for me, that's definitely up there. I think making new friends, like I mentioned Luke, I met him there, and that was such a blast because we clicked instantly. Meeting other people in the scene as well. Like I met Shay Burt's PTCG. I met him in person. Finally, after we've known each other for years in terms of in being in the space, and we've done some content here and there together as well. I met LDF for the first time at EUIC. Actually, that was a really cool time as well. So yeah, I think the most fun I have in the community is all at EUIC. But those are some memories that stand out to me. Yeah,
for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but for me, definitely fans. I'd say that's the most.
In that case, I'm curious, and maybe this is a little deep, but what keeps you kind of going in the game? Obviously, not playing in person as much, playing mostly online, and it kind of being your job. I find that I might get bored of it or get sick of. I obviously playing on the ladder with. We've talked about how buggy PTCGL is as a client. For me, I would be curious. I'm curious as to whether or not I'd even be able to have the patience to keep that kind of thing up. So what keeps you fueled to keep playing Pokemon other than of course it being your job?
Yeah, of course. It's a few things. Interest still stays. I like the card game for what it is, not for what format it is, so to speak. I mean, that only goes so far. When ADP was around, I was having a terrible time, and I quit for a while. But also, I think just going into the aforementioned meeting fans and stuff, that always relights that fire whenever it does dim a little bit. like that drives me like crazy. So like when I meet these people and I leave and then I'm back to making content, I'm like, oh, I want to keep going. I'm loving this. It's great because it just reminds me of the people I'm impacting and the good that it's doing. You know, look, I'm not trying to get all grandiose and all that. You know, it's just me playing Pokemon cards. It ain't that deep, but it does help people and it provides entertainment. So like, yeah, meeting fans and doing that definitely drives me. But overall, it's just wanting to see what I could do, I guess. It's like, oh, how far can I take this? What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? It's just constantly wanting to progress, not only as a player, but as a creator. You know, it's like, what can I do here? What can I learn? That's really what drives me. And the Pokemon TCG is kind of that force behind it that allows me. It's the thing that allows me to follow that. You know what I mean? It's what people want to see. It's what people view. It's what I'm interested in. So it's just like everything lines up. So yeah, what keeps me going is just, it's mainly just goals. It's like, okay, I want to do this next.
Yeah.
Okay, I've achieved that. Now let's do this. I've achieved that. And that's what the main drive is, if I'm honest with you. And the excitement of that journey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's really insightful. Like I kind of, we're very much simpatico in that way. We're like, I feel the same way about, like, obviously to a far lesser extent with this being a newer project, but I'm sure like,
valid.
Yeah, it is interesting. I've actually literally, not to get too crazy deep, but I've had conversations with my therapists about like when I've had like really bad tournament runs or like things that have gotten me in a funk where I've been like, well, we need to find out like whether I enjoy this for like its intrinsic value or its extrinsic, like what actually I enjoy about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of helped me reframe it in a way that feels really good to play. And it's cool that you are already like so ahead of that and have that sentiment where it's like, no, I just enjoy this and I'm able to find the fun in it in these ways and push myself in these ways. And so not having, maybe not to the same degree, having as much of that frustration, which is, I think, really interesting.
Yeah, funny enough, I think it was seeing that frustration that made me realize that, like a long time ago, like when I maybe it's because of how I got into the TCG, because I didn't get into it through its competitive lens. I got into it through its creative lens of like deck building and just having fun with that. It's not about winning or losing; it's just having a good time, right? And I think because I got into it in that way, maybe I was just lucky enough to have that mentality come from that. But what I was more so saying was seeing that frustration in people. I was like, it's a card game, you know, it's something we're voluntarily doing for fun. And if it stops being that, we need to make sure that we can understand how that happened and how we can bring it back to having a good time. It's easy for me to say that as someone doesn't compete, because when you compete, there's prizes on the line, and when you go into regionals, there's money on the line, and that's a whole different ball game, right? But just as someone who engages in it, as a hobby, I have to make sure I remind myself why I'm doing that and keep that in check. Because if I'm not having fun, why am I doing it? Like that's what I've really got to like remind myself. And if I'm not having fun in the moment, I need to identify why and then follow that process and figure it out. But yeah, I think it was just seeing that frustration of others, maybe also being lucky enough to enter the game without the competitive lens is what's probably helped me a lot with keeping at it, I think. Wow. So I think I'm lucky. I think I am. That's really insightful. You're really keen to find that out. Wow. Sorry, that was really, really good. It's really valuable insight. Dropping two truth bombs, you know? It's true.
No, that's really, I gotta agree. That is kind of helpful. Glenn is aware of this. Earlier this week, I was crashing out over our Discord because I'm a long time Flareon enjoyer at this point. I'm a long time Terrabox enjoyer, and I've been playing, oh my god, I hit Flareon, like I was playing Flareon on ladder, and I got myself, up to like my usual spot at like 1650, something like that, and then just hit game after game after game of like brick start, Dragapult, get Badooed for 5 turns and can't do anything, just like constant repeats of the same kind of thing. And I saw myself literally go from 1650 to like 1450 in the span of an afternoon, and I was like losing my mind. And then the worst part is like once you hit 1450, then it's just like a lot of the times, like I hate to like, because I don't want to like say, everyone's valid for like whatever decks they're playing, but it does feel like a lot of goober decks where it's like, it's people who are playing the rogue decks for fun and stuff like that, and then it's like, okay, I can't climb out because this deck is specifically, I hit like someone playing Teal Mask Mimikyu, where like the whole point of it was like, let me put charms on, like it's quad Mimikyu with Teal Masks in there. Let me put charms on Mimikyu and then just power up a Teal Mask. And then I can just use E switches and ins plans to move energy from Teal Mask onto Mimikyu. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like this, like I don't have the energy acceleration to like speed past this. And I don't have the way to beat this without using like Fan Rotom. And I don't have like Tool Scrapper in this deck. So I'm kind of cooked. And it's just, you know, it felt so bad like doing that. I'm like, let me take a step back and like try some other decks. And I think that's kind of where like after like that afternoon, I found myself like enjoying stuff again. I was able to like, okay, let's reframe it. I'm just going to go toxic and play Dragapult, even though I said I hate this deck, and, you know, found myself having a lot of fun with it finally. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And then trying out like that, what was it? That dark Terra box list that I've been messing with.
With Roaring Moon.
And oh my god, dude, so much fun, by the way. We'll 100% recommend that list to try out. Roaring Moon with like ins plan in there. It's like power stuff up. Like, wait, what? Nah, it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So just like having this like chance to like play that. So I'm glad that like, you know, you explained kind of like what drives you, because I think that like, yeah, taking those moments to reframe yourself, like what are you finding fun in the game? Is it just winning, or is it like playing for like certain interactions? Is it playing for, you know, just trying stuff out? Whatever like the drive is, like, you know, find that drive. And if you are like just absolutely set on, no, I find my enjoyment in winning, like take a break, go play something else. Stop playing this game if it's not enjoyable.
Yeah, because like, you know, you have let's say you have a long day at work, you've had a long day, you get home, you think, I'm gonna unwind, play some Pokemon TCG, and you come off more stressed than when you joined it.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
It's not worth doing.
You've not helped yourself, brother. No. But I know. It's so easy to fall into that. Like I get it myself in content creation, when like, you know, games aren't working out in there. I'll still show that in the videos because I want to be as honest as I can. I want people to see that that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like, you know, after that, I'm like, okay, no more. I'm off.
Yeah. I'm looking at your catalog right now. You actually have a video about a month ago, and it's like when you try to play a fun deck.
Yes.
Like,
it just goes wrong, right? Exactly. I'll show it for sure, because although it's not content wise, it's not content savvy to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's honest. So yeah, no, I'm glad that you guys can resonate with what I've said there.
Yeah. Well, and there's so much value to it as well. Like to know, like, it's a universal thing to kind of experience, like, oh, I'm in this game that I love the characters in this world. I love this game when I'm able to, you know, get my moments of what I love about it. But then when you're not in that bag and you're just kind of like fighting the frustration of like, why am I even playing this? And I think, you know, over time you realize like, oh, I can actually just try a different, maybe it's something as simple as try a different deck. Maybe it's something like try a different format. Johnny, you and I actually like are the only people in our group that play like the old WCS decks. And
well, I was going to say, actually, I last weekend had a good chance to play those again, because we went to I went to a local shop, and I was just talking in our local Discord. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be at this place, you know, I'm going to bring these decks. I'm really not interested in playing standard. You know, but if anyone wants to play these, like, let's hang out, let's do this, you know, for just an afternoon. No tournament structure, no like local structure, nothing like that. And it just happened to be basically one other person from our like specific testing group, and then like a couple other people from the local area showed up. They didn't get like a really big turnout, so I think there was like maybe 4 or 5 people total. And so the store host was like, yeah, we don't really have enough to like fire like proper locals, but they're like, we want to keep the numbers up so we can, you know, do pricing and everything. So I'm going to enter everyone in the system. He's like, and I'll pass out pricing and y'all do what you want. And that was the most fun I think I've had in an afternoon of like playing with paper than like maybe the past, honestly, maybe since like Atlanta for the most part, you know, like realistically, I don't, maybe that's like too harsh. Maybe I've had more fun since then, but it's more like it has certainly been the best time I've had in a long while of like just not having to worry about like playing to a standard format. And I played one standard game against one of our friends, and just, you know, it was a fun standard game, but it was like getting to play, you know, Tord Guardy and getting to play, you know, okay, maybe that's not a good example. deck.
It's like, Talk Guardi?
Are you sure about that?
Play,
Sounds pretty standard to me.
getting to play like Mew VMAX, you know, getting to play
My beloved.
getting to play Intel Palk with Ice Rider, you know, like all of these.
My love language right now.
Yeah, playing all of these decks like that were, you know, really good at one point and not around anymore and were fun to play again. Yeah, it's just been so fun. So yeah.
I actually did the same thing recently. I went on expanded to play Mew VMAX with Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon and Area Zero, just to get the whole squad showing up, just to feel something.
And it was to give me some passion back in my life.
It worked though. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I was like, the first 2 games I logged on, I was like, oh, this is really. I forgot. Listen, all I need back in the game is Fusion Strike System, and I think I'll be fine. But
just let me draw my deck turn 2, bro. Come on,
let it happen.
No, like it's true though. Like this is why I really like when people invite me to do like fun little conquest games and stuff like that. Like I just did a little thing with Pokemon Bwam, which is another creator in the scene, and he just like invited me on to do a best of 3, and we just play some road decks and have some fun, and I just have so much fun doing it. Like it's so much more fun than playing, you know, just playing standard, you know. And I think to be fair, I definitely say, like, if you are at a point where you're kind of at a mental blockage in playing standard, you're not having fun, you're stressing out a lot, doing something like that can just be such a breath of fresh air, man.
Yeah,
like it really, really is. And all it takes is, like, if you're playing with paper and you have some people, it takes 2 people minimum to do something fun with that. You know what I mean? So, but if it's even by yourself, like as you said, then just hop on expanded and just whack around, man. Have some fun. I think maybe that's kind of what mine and LDS content provides for people as well. It's just an option to do that too.
Definitely,
not to like super sweat it.
I can't tell you how many times I've been able to just like, oh, I'm so glad that, you know, one of you 2 uploaded. I can just rip this deck list and go have a good time.
You know, you don't have to go. Don't even have to go on rank. Just hop on casual and just smack it out. You know what I mean? Have some fun with it.
Yeah. I forget that casual even exists.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'm so bad about that.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes it's good to remember casual exists, because I think like
so right.
Sometimes you like sit on rank and you like I said, like with what happened to me, you look at that number and you watch it go up, and you watch it go down, and you're like, I need to have this like superfluous number like matter to me. No, this has to matter. Why is it going down? Like, and it's like, dude, it's just internet points, man.
Exactly.
Let's calm down.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can sit in a healthy spot where you can both value it but not overvalue it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to do good, but like it's fine if I don't. I've got a life, you know. I've got people and, you know, things that I do. So, you know, that's much more important. I think that's a healthy position to be at. But casual can. I think casual does serve a way to avoid that and just play Pokemon without any of that being on your mind. Wow. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for that. That's really, really cool. I'm glad we spoke on that at length, because at least in our local scene, it seems to be a pretty common sentiment that like the game sometimes feels really bad to play, and being able to take a step back is really helpful.
Of course.
And I'm curious, kind of moving towards now your experience as a creator in the space. I'm also curious as to how often your motivation is fueled by your ability to turn to create a video rather than to succeed with a deck. And what I mean by that is, how often are you motivated by your ability to make ostensibly a work of art, right? A cohesive unit being video, thumbnail, roll out on media, like all of that kind of stuff. How often is that your motivator, where you're able to like, oh, maybe I'm not feeling so good in the game right now, but I understand that this project I'm working on, where I'm able to give this social media rollout, I'm able to make this thumbnail that I'm really proud of, I'm able to make this combination of elements that amounts to an artwork, where your creativity is kind of your motivator. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, funny enough, I'm actually going through that process now. I'm working on a tournament video right now.
Oh, wow.
And you know, it's something that, you know, tournament videos are probably the biggest videos I do. You know, they take a long time to make, but I find, funny enough, most fulfillment in that when I'm creating. So weirdly enough, it's actually one of the biggest motivators for me, because it fulfills me so much more. Like decklist videos, I enjoy them. I think, as I said, they, you know, spoke to Andrew Mahoney, talked about it like serving a purpose and stuff. And You know, that's like, I think that's true. And I think those videos do serve a purpose for people, and that provides me with fulfillment there. But on like, to be able to like flex my creative muscles, these videos are where I can do that, and it's so much more fulfilling, and that motivates me. So like in terms of like the whole like package, I guess you could say, is how we would describe it in the YouTube space. You know, talking thumbnail, title, editing, how is it all delivered together? Those are videos where I really consider that. So I've got a thumbnail artist who's already made a thumbnail for that video that's ready to go. And then I've just got to obviously edit with that in mind. It's usually a really good idea as well in YouTube to have like a thumbnail and title first before really making the content, so you can understand what the viewer is going to see. So when they click the video, you can understand yourself what's going to be expected. You know, because if you make a video and then apply a title to it, it might be relevant to the video, but that relevancy might come later on in the video, you know, and rather than in the first 30 seconds. So when you make the title and thumbnail first and have that in mind first, you know, okay, in the first 30 seconds, what that viewer is going to want to see. And so you can obviously gear the content to that. And that's just like one small strategy, I guess you could say.
Oh, that's interesting. I've always done it backwards.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like if you can, obviously you can't always. Like this one, I didn't fully do it. I had the thumbnail in mind. I didn't have it created. I had it in mind. I had the title already done. And then I joined the tournament. Sometimes you can't really do it based on like, because the tournament was happening then and there, and it was a perfect lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, definitely if you can, title thumbnail first, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Curious.
Yeah, that's like in terms of package, like the one I'm working on now. Yeah, the motivation to do that is just when I finish it, I'll just sit and go, come on, I'll just celebrate by myself.
Yeah.
And just like pump my fist, like, yeah, this was great. This feels lovely. It just rushes me.
Yeah.
With all this positive emotion. And that is such a cool motivator, because I don't get that with the decklist videos.
Yeah.
Decklist videos is like, okay, that's cool. That suits. Let's push that out. But these ones, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting my heart and soul into it, and it feels so good at the end.
I think that's self-evident as well. And now you mentioned you've got a thumbnail artist. How much direction do you have? Or like, how much do you direct kind of the vision for the thumbnail? Because I think that in one of the ways that shows itself that you're so passionate in these videos that are not just the deck lists are those thumbnails. Like you can tell you're going away from, I think we discussed with LDF, like the current thumbnail meta is just like the two cards next to each other with like broken at the bottom of it. But like you've got other thumbnails swimming around on your channel that are like very clearly like they're like different than that. And I think for me, I did the best. I think for me on a personal level, I maximized those thumbnails, the 2-card thumbnails. I started adding custom artwork into it, and well, it's official Pokemon artwork for legal reasons. Obviously, I can't just take someone's art and put it on a thumbnail. I don't think that. I think legally that's ambiguous. So I think I just used official Pokemon artwork and put that, you know, just replace it on the card and make it stick out and stuff. And that was really cool because no one was doing that at all at the time. Yeah.
And it really made it stand out, and it gave me a lot of good performance in videos. But as soon as I kind of maximized that, where it was like the 2 cards and the text saying broken, I was like, okay, I want to, you know, I was speaking to my friend Luke, and he's obviously giving me a lot of YouTube advice, and he was saying, yeah, the thumbnails, they definitely need to be more dynamic. And so I've explored dynamism, and so the decklist ones now I feel are more dynamic. There's only so much you can do though.
Yeah.
With decklist thumbnails, like I think the best you can do is maybe do like, you know, 2 cards and try and make it more dynamic and stuff like that. I like what Azul's doing with his thumbnail artist. That is so fun. I don't know if you've seen, but Azul GG, like his thumbnails are so goofy, but they're great, man. They're so good. Like there's one where he's like staring like almost sensually at a flower pot with like olive or something. And I'm like, what is this? But it's great.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. It's hilarious, right? I love it. I do love it. I think it's great. But yeah, I think more dynamism is where I'm going with that. So the thumbnail artist that I haven't released any of that. Like I've only gotten for this tournament video. I'm really enjoying making the thumbnails for my deep dive decklist videos. So that's like the Blastoise one, the Cinderace one, and now the Lucario one that I've released. I'm really enjoying those thumbnails.
Those are the exact ones I was talking about.
Yeah. So they're made by me. Those ones I was like, I really want to have something that stands out properly and it deviates from the norm, and I followed that route.
Yeah. Those specifically caught my attention. You to very plainly compliment you. Those are really excellent thumbnails. You should be proud of those.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that a lot. I do feel proud of them too. So it's really nice to see it being received well. Like I like fully hyper focus. I've got like 4 other thumbnails made for those videos already. and I'm super excited to show them off. But
Very nice.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll look forward to it.
From the, huh?
I'll look forward to it. When is that video supposed to come out? Or do you have a schedule for it lined up yet?
No schedule. Next video will be the tournament one.
Oh, okay.
That's one with the thumbnail lights and stuff.
Very nice. Do you know what day that will be?
Oh, I'm aiming as long as it's before the 25th.
Okay.
So, I'm aiming for the 21st Wednesday. So that's when I'm aiming for it to come out.
I'm gonna try to watch it as soon as I can. That sounds really cool.
Thank you. Honestly, I hope you like it. I really do. And after that, yeah, I think it'll be a week after that, which is 21st, 28th. Maybe not. Maybe a bit earlier. I'm trying to consider the new set release in mind too.
Oh yeah,
videos on the new cards, right?
That's fair.
But I'm aiming for one of those a week, basically. Either one tournament video or one deep dive deck video in a week.
Oh wow, that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Very
I like
nice.
that. I like that. I was gonna say, speaking of, I don't want to like push this along too much if you still have like more to talk about with like the thumbnail art, but I was gonna ask about the deep dive videos. Like, how did you kind of come about wanting to do those specifically? Because it's a little bit newer for your content. But I've been watching them as they started coming out the last few weeks, and I was really enjoying them actually. I love that, like, I don't know, that like insight into your deck building process and like the kind of the breakdown of like how you decided to like do it, what you decided to do, and then the revision process too. I think that I don't want to go too much in it first of all. So like, yeah, how did you kind of come about to those videos?
I think it was the fact that, again, the deck, I think I said it in the first video I did on this, which was the Blastos one, that the deck list videos don't really touch on the journey of that I would go through naturally in building my decks, right? And it doesn't really hit that mark in the enjoyment of the deck building process that I think we've all experienced when we're building a list. You know, I think that's something that is my videos didn't translate and doesn't really exist out there. So for me, what made me start looking into that was going, well, there's much more here to a deck list than just me playing it and showing you it. I want you to see how it goes from start to finish and understand my thought process and be told that story. I wanted it to be a story, not a showcase.
That's really good. I like that.
That's the idea. Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I'm hoping that it comes across that way. I want it to be like a story.
It absolutely does.
It totally does.
I love that because I think, like you said, like you touched on that exactly. Nobody else is really quite doing that, where they're like going through their process and breaking it down a little bit. Like you just get to you go from, you know, the nothing to something without any sort of like in between. And I think the in between kind of matters a lot, right? Because
so does.
Yeah.
It's like you get this final product, and I think a lot of times, you know, people might look at it at the final product and be like, well, what if we did this? And like, it's cool. It gets the inspiration for like, you know, players to maybe go and try something out and then try their own stuff. But at the same time, I almost like to see how you arrived at that. Like, did you maybe end up in the place where a player might go to first for like their first tweaks, and, you know, maybe it didn't work out because of XY reasons for you. And it might dissuade someone from testing that out. It might convince them, hey, maybe I should test it out this way more. Like, I really like that.
Thank you. Do you know, I think I'm really happy with the Lucario one I just released. The end list on that one, I liked the fact that, so there's two lists in that video. That one started to almost get a bit worse. It started to become a bit more of an aggressive deck than I originally planned it out to be. I planned it out to be much more of a tanky, you know, I'm going to survive and you're not going to knock me out deck, to, you know, adding back in premium power pros instead of ice creams and stuff like that. And I was like, this is regressing. But I think that still shows there's still a journey in that, right? It's like you're seeing me build that deck and seeing the experience I'm having in my testing and why I've made that change. And then at that point saying, okay, I'm stopping here. It's going in the wrong direction. I'm going to leave it to you. And then obviously, you know, if anyone wants to, they can tweak it themselves. I'm glad you are enjoying that. And that's what it is. I think at the end of the day is, regardless if the deck list I end up with is good or not, that's not the point of that video. The point of the video is just to show you that journey. And have you experience
for sure. I mean, I'm really excited to see more of those.
Yeah.
Oh, so. Yeah. I'm super excited to make them. And I think as well, I think it adds a lot more to the games too, because when you're watching a deck list video, if I'm understanding this correctly, you're watching it to just see how it works. And when you get the deal, you decide yourself, do I want to play this? Am I interested? And then you go from there, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this one is like, I'm hoping the idea is you're wondering how I'm going to tweak it, or how like what the deck could use to be improved based on the game I just played, which for me is, I think, I would imagine is more interesting for a viewer in comparison to just looking at a deck list and how it plays.
Yeah.
So I think it has more, it's more gripping than a deck list video, I think.
It certainly is. Yeah. And there's also, for me, I always have that curiosity of like, what are the people that I look up to or that I'm friends with, what's their like 61st card? What's their mindset when they build a deck, right?
Yeah.
So like for me, you will never catch me playing a deck that's optimized that has 4 Ultra Ball in it. Like that is always the first card I cut is the 4th Ultra Ball. Like,
I'm quite similar with that.
Yeah, like it's just like it's cool
I can
to
do
see
that one. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't need it. It's always cool to see like what other people think, like you know what their mindset is when they're speaking with like determining counts and things like that. So for instance, for myself, I've recently actually joined a Discord server that was popularized on Twitter because of, you know, those gimmick accounts that will make themselves as like the cards themselves.
Oh yeah, I see like Flareon EX and all that stuff.
Flareon EX is in some hot water right now. That's unrelated. But Zoroark, they made a server entirely for people who really enjoy the Zoroark deck list and archetype. And I joined that because that's like my favorite deck to just bot right now, just to play it and not just turn my brain off and play that. And I've gone in there and I'm noticing like people don't build decks at all similar to the way I do, because I'm sitting here like 2 Puffin's fine. I've got like mostly Darmanitans and Monkey Dories and Evil Talls. I need to run heavier Nest Ball because I only need 2 Zoroarks anyway. Why do I need 4 Puffin? And people are looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, what do you mean? I only need 2 guys. What's the problem here?
No, that's quite insightful. That's quite, because that's something I'm taking into account in my, because I am, whilst I'm also still working on this tournament video, I am also in the process of making the next deep dive deck profile video, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to know that, because I've had people in the comments asking, I think it's matching kind of what you're hitting on, is like people want to know why I choose certain counts.
Yeah.
And
that's the big curiosity.
I'm trying now during the building process or the tweaking process to add a little bit more explanation.
Yeah,
because I think that's what people really are interested in.
Yeah,
no, that's absolutely it. It's curious to see how like the gears turn in your mind, and like because also understand. I know we've spoken like you don't play very much, but for many people, you're considered like a very high skill player.
Yeah,
like
I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Well, at least in my mind, when I'm thinking like you're a successful creator in the space, and regardless of how much merit there is to and how accurate that statement is, like you're considered really good at the game and successful with rogue decks, whether you win or lose or like or anywhere in between, or whether you have success with your ideas, like you're still considered very successful, and people are curious, I'm sure, and I know I always have been curious, like, well, how does a high level mind in this game think? Because obviously you are more exposed to Pokemon in a way that I can't. Like I work a 9 to 5, like I'm not able to like live, breathe, eat, sleep Pokemon in the way that you are. Not to say that like that's all you do, but to like you have more exposure to it. And so I'm curious, like I always have had a curiosity of like, well, what does somebody who has this much more time inoculated with Pokemon content, what do they think of these combinations and these counts? How do they determine what makes it to their final 60? So by all means, like I take that and run with it, because I know I'm not the only person who feels that sentiment.
But thank you. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm the best player, but I do think I'm a good deck builder. I mean, you can only do something so many times for so many years to the point where you're going to get good at it, right? You know, I think that's just the natural progress of things. I don't think I'm anything special. I just think I've done it for so long that it's just become a bit quite second nature to me now. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad people are interested in that, and I have seen it in the comments. The support on those videos have been overwhelming. Yeah. That it's like, this is something I've got to keep doing, man, because it's what people want to see. I'm super fulfilled in playing it, and I think it's good to know from you guys that it is hitting that mark of like intrigue. It's like, you know, where's it going to go, and I think it really shows what I like most about the Pokemon TCG, and really captures the spirit of the game, which is being able to build something yourself and make something of it. I think that creativity is really one of the core aspects of the TCG, and I'm hoping that video can shine light on it, I think, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look forward to it. I'm excited. You got me pumped, ready to watch the next one. And I'll probably go back and watch because I remember what first caught my attention was the Cinderace video that you did. Yes. So I'll definitely have to go back and like rewatch, or I guess watch for the first time, because I don't watch a lot of YouTube content if I'm able to. Like most of the time, I prefer to like either make things or work on stuff, because I'm also just really busy. I work.
Plus they're not like short videos either, you know what I mean? They're something you're gonna have to commit yourself to. So by all means, man, don't it's sitting down watching
one of those instead of like an episode of Fallout. So
yeah.
But
I don't know, I might choose Fallout if it was me.
Well, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Fallout's great.
It's very good. But so that's got me excited. Of course, for anybody listening at home, like I'm gonna be leaving. If for some reason you don't follow Sean, but you do follow us, I'll be leaving his link below in the description. Do check him out. Look forward to that video, because it's going to be really good when it comes out.
Appreciate that.
Now, for more like nitty-gritty content stuff, I'm curious to know, like, what are the programs you find yourself using for your workflow? Like, what do you enjoy using? What do you is there a particular part of the process that you really enjoy or despise?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I used to not like the editing, but now I'm liking it more, which is weird, because I think I'm making I'm crafting something rather than just like doing the job. You know, deck list is like, okay, I have my formula for deck list. It's like, okay, this happens, video done. Whereas this is like, I don't know where this is going. I'm good. This is great. I'm gonna I've got this idea. Let's do this. Let's whack up Photoshop. So in terms of programs, I edit with Premiere Pro. The editing hardcores are going to hate me for that, because they're all about DaVinci Resolve. But I use Premiere Pro.
I'm that guy.
Exactly. No, trust me. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of good things about DaVinci Resolve. It's just I don't want to switch because it's a whole thing. Yeah. But Premiere Pro is what I use, because it's what I've learned. I do like how it works with Photoshop and After Effects.
Adobe's
that synergy is really nice. Really good. Yeah. So obviously Photoshop, I make my graphics in there. In terms of music, obviously Epidemic Sound, I use that for my stuff. I have a really cool Pokemon resource, which is called Pokeos.com. It's a website, and they have so it's literally, I think, pokeos.com. They have like 3D models on there. They're GIFs, but they work. So 3D's on like renders of Pokemon on there for me to use.
Oh, I'm stealing that. Thank you.
They have they have text. They have textless cards. So they have like card artworks without any text at all on there. All that's out there is all on that site.
Perfect.
It's nice. That helps so much with thumbnail making. I do use AI for three things. So I use AI for cutting out silences. So there's something called recuts, which I use. I can see you guys taking notes. So I use recut. Yes, recut. You have to pay for it. It's like $99, but it's one of the best investments I made. Where literally it will just auto cut out the silences for you, which saves so much time for videos. For Photoshop, sometimes I'll use like generative fill to like, let's say let's say that Lucario thumbnail, for example, in that video, right? Like that, I think I struggled to find the artwork for that. So I think at one point I was like, okay, I need to just get this card and get rid of the text. So I use generative fill for that. And I also use an upscaler for resolution. That's the only, I only use AI for tools, not for creative purposes, because I that's a line I don't want to cross.
Yeah.
But that's basically about it, if I'm honest with you, in terms of programs. But yeah, was there something else you asked on top of that, or
is there just if there's any part that you really, really enjoy? Or
yes. The most things I enjoy, I think, it is the editing process, but I love the most having a new idea hit the brain. You know, when it's like that ding moment, you're like, oh, I could do this, let's go. So like for me, it was when I figured about, I was like, oh my God, I can put 3D renders in here now. I can do like, you know, the 3D models of Pokemon. I was like, oh, I could put that in the video. That's great. Or I should make my own little text graphic now. I think in the Lucario one, I introduced that where I'll move the card to the side, and instead of like snipping a bit of the ability and making it larger to the screen so you can read it, I'm just going to make my own graphic where it just shows you that.
Cool.
And the colors are the same to the card, so it all kind of matches. I was like, oh, I could make that. That's fun. So the most enjoyment for me is like discovering things. Like this tournament video, I have this new system, like medal system. So if I get like first place, I get a platinum medal. If I get top 32, it's a bronze. The top 16's a silver. Top 8's a gold. I'm implementing that into the tournament video. So I made gold medals on Photoshop. So cool. With that. I was like, oh, that'd be great. I'm just super excited to make that. So the most enjoying part of it is creating new ideas and seeing that come to fruition in the process.
That's really cool. Yeah. I actually, first of all, thank you for the Pokeos suggestion. I will be using that really, really hard. So, and I act like I'm a big like turn my nose up at like Adobe's products. I don't like supporting them just because their business model, but I do use their products. I'm an intern at the college I went to. I edit their podcast as well as my own, and like I use the Adobe suite there stuff all the time. And you're right, it's different enough from DaVinci that it is like it's hard to kind of go back and forth. So I certainly can't like knock you for that. Also, like their integration with their other apps is completely unmatched. Like being able to just open a waveform in Audition and then go back and have it just be edited the way it was edited is just like, oh, this is so much easier than having to drag and drop a whole new file and all this other nonsense.
It helped when before I got the green screen, I had to rotoscope for some videos, and like to be able to exactly, you know. So to be able to like, it was nice to just go, okay, take this clip, right click it, and I think it was like render replace with After Effects composition. It opens up After Effects, pseudo rotoscope, and go back, and it's done, and it's in there for you. Instead of like having to render it in After Effects and then drag and drop it into Premiere. It was just it works nicely for that reason.
It's really good. And then have you ever heard of an app called Photopia? Or maybe it's Photopea.
Yes, that rings a bell. Is it a Photoshop type?
Yeah, it's like a Photoshop browser port that I've really found a lot of success with and enjoyed. Yeah, it's not exactly a port, but it works very, very well.
Yeah, I think I tried it out once, but I had Photoshop at that time, so I was like, okay, I'm fine. But
also, one thing that in recent history, I've thought of doing, because I don't do like my face on thumbnails, but if I ever do, I'm certain that what I'll end up doing is just using the baked-in native iPhone. You can make like a PNG out of whatever like image. You can just make a PNG or something just by holding it. That it is so much better than anything I will ever do to like crop out my own images. It is ridiculous how strong that sticker maker is.
I've never used it. That's actually, it sounds quite interesting.
You should try it one time just to see what it's like, because it's crazy how good it is.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
that sounds
also
cool, man.
I'm glad we touched on Epidemic Sound, because you had mentioned earlier you really enjoy music and that you make your own music sometimes. I'm curious as to what kind of music you make and like what impacts your music decisions for videos or just for yourself.
Yeah, okay. So in terms of what I'm making, right now I'm working on an EP that I've been working on forever, but I always put it down on the side.
Okay.
No way?
It's more rap stuff, to be honest with you, because that's something that I really enjoyed as a child and stuff and all of that. So that's something I've worked on. Whether it comes out anytime soon, I don't know. You know, I can only do so much at once, right? Yeah. But it's something that I am proud of. I think it's really cool. I think it's really introspective. That's the kind of music I like making. Yeah. It's not on the nose stuff. It's got a lot of depth to it, and I'm happy with that. But so that stuff I really do just when I'm bored. If I've edited a lot and I'm like, I just want to do something different, I'll make some music.
That's so cool.
Which is weird because I don't really listen to much rap anymore. Now I'm discovering metal a little bit because I didn't really listen to that much.
Oh gosh, you just piqued Johnny's interest.
So I'm discovering a bit of metal. But yeah, in terms of like music for my videos, you know, I really am liking using those old school hip hop beats. Not lo-fi, so to speak. Lo-fi is a little too chill. But I really like using, let's say, those hip hop beats on. I really like using them at the intersections in my deep dive videos because they're the one, you know, when I'm like updating a deck list, it's just nice. It just follows along smoothly. You're just going with it. And I really like that energy. I love using tense music for tense moments in my videos, whether it be in a deck list video or in a tournament video. If there's something really tense happening, I like that build up. So I really like the emotions that music can bring. Don't get me wrong, I'm no master at it. I'm super amateur at implementing it, but I really like the fact that it can bring some emotion out. Like I get so much joy in that, where there's a moment in a game and it is tense, and I add that music, and I'm like editing, and I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh, this is looking interesting, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited about that. So that's kind of my relationship with music, primarily in terms of content creation, in terms of my own working on it.
Wow,
that's so cool.
That's really awesome. I had no idea you also like did your own like music as well, like performing it, because a lot of people I know will like make their own beats, but not like rap on them or sing on them or anything.
I mean, I wasn't like too sure how okay I was at it, but I spoke to for a period of time. Do you guys know Anthony Fantano?
Oh god, I love Fantano.
Yeah. So for a period, I don't know if you know, he got really into the TCG for a brief period.
Did not know this.
I remember
into the Pokemon TCG. He made tweets about it and everyone. And
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. PCGL then retweeted it. So obviously he watched me in LDF and stuff. So he contacted both of us, and I was giving him tips and stuff on like decks and stuff like that, and talking to him about the Pokemon TCG. And I was like, I need your insight on music, because I was like, I'm making some stuff in, and I showed him this. I haven't released it at all, and I might just release it for fun now. I was making like a Pokemon TCG rap, you know, like just a whole little song, just a bit fun, nothing too crazy, not trying to be too much. It's just a bit, just for fun. I showed it to him, and he was like, that was like, he was like, honestly, Sean, that was pretty good. Like, I really like that. I like the energy in it and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I am not too bad at this.
That's awesome.
maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm all right. It was nice to have like his opinion, because you know, he's respected for that. You know what I mean? And so that was really cool. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. That's inspired me a little bit, because I've been putting some thought to, I was raised in musical theater, so I've been wanting to do like vocal covers and like music and stuff on my channel for a while. Because the channel that I publish this podcast to on YouTube isn't specifically like, right now all that's on here is podcast stuff and like a couple of game playthrough walkthroughs. But like I made it branded as like Terminal Creative is the name of the channel, because it's like I'm a creative person now and forever, and it's always going to be shifting what I like to do and create. For a little bit of my philosophy. But like sometimes that's music, sometimes that's like Pokemon TCG stuff. Like right now I'm obviously in my Pokemon TCG bag and my interview bag, and like and Sean, we discussed actually, like I want to at some point put like magic content, not Magic the Gathering, but like card tricks and coin tricks and magic tricks of all kinds, like just on the channel, because I love that so much as well. But like I'm inspired now a little bit to maybe I'll put out in the coming weeks some vocal stuff as well, because I love doing that stuff, and I haven't had a chance in so long.
Yeah, really do, because like I make so much music, and when I can, and there's a lot that just doesn't see the light of day, you know. And I'm like, I really should post something here, man. Like this EP I'm working on, I really should just post it whenever I get the chance, you know. I like the Pokemon TCG rap. I'll probably post it. The reason that I didn't was because I don't know if you saw a while ago, I did actually a Pokemon TCG rap, fully completed, uploaded. I hit up someone named Hitmon Channing, who was another YouTuber, and he worked with so he works with graphic design and stuff. So I hit him up, and I was like, you know, oh no, I think I made a tweet actually saying, was anyone interested in like working or making a music video for this Pokemon TCG related? And he hit me up and he showed me his stuff, and I was like, let's go. So I got him to make the music video for it, and it was so cool. It was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, looking back at the rap, it's kind of cringe now. I don't like it personally. Sure. Like, you know, I'm sure you know this, Glenn, like in making music, you know, you listen to your old stuff and you're like, I see what I was going for, but I am cringe as hell. Like, so I get that feeling listening to that now, if I'm honest with you. But that was a whole project done, and when that released, I was like, okay, that's done. I'll work on another. But it's like now getting, you know, reaching out to him again, seeing if he wants to do that, or even if I want to do that, just trying to figure out which creative direction I want to take with that song. But
you
honestly,
gotta collab with
it's as simple as releasing.
You got to collab with Camsteady. That's
Camsteady. Who's that?
Yeah. Oh, he was the rap. He's known for rock rap stuff. He's made songs associated with the different like villainous Pokemon teams. I think my favorite is he does a song for Team Yell, and it's very like metal and hip hop. I think you'd actually really enjoy his stuff. But he performed at Worlds.
Biscuit kind of esque.
Yeah. I was thinking, okay.
But he performed at Worlds. He's really excellent. I've been thinking of reaching out to him soon. Just because he's right up my alley. I think with your sentiments you've expressed about metal and hip hop, I think you really like him.
I'm gonna give him a go. I've got his channel up now. I'll give him a go when I get the chance.
But
I saw him at
he's really good at what he does. His music sounds good. Big recommendation. But, oh man. Also, if you're ever looking for vocals, hit me up.
100%. Yeah, without a doubt.
It's been a while since I dipped my foot into the music space for a while. Yeah. But
I was going to ask, actually, speaking of, because you've been working on it, as someone who's done their own like production kind of stuff before in the past, it just, you know, I have not done it in a while, but wanted to know what kind of DAWs were you using?
Fruity Loops, FL Studio.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
It's what I grew up on.
It's such an easy one to get into too. It's like the barrier to entry on Fruity Loops is so simple once you start to learn the workflow. I'm just curious, like I went into when I started like production on some stuff, I went into like the weird route and I picked up Reason. And that's that's like if you're like into the stuff, it's like it's such a cool software. It's a very like intuitive workflow, but it is so strange and different from a lot of the other ones. So that's why I was just wondering, you know?
Yeah, no. I'm the basic boy. I just do FL. You know.
Yeah.
I know
that's
there's some other ones as well. There's one that's quite popular now, but I forgot what it was.
Is it
I remember Keybase
Reaper?
being around. Reaper. You know, someone actually put me onto Reaper. Actually,
I've heard good things about Reaper. I was lucky. When I started getting into production, I bought an Alesis VI49 keyboard, and it came with Ableton 9 Lite. So I've just been in Ableton.
Nice.
Oh, Ableton. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I mean,
I've been in Ableton since I started.
Yeah,
Ableton's basically like industry standard at this point for a
yeah,
lot.
that's it. I've seen
a lot of like production and live performance stuff, especially because it's so easy to like blend the two with Ableton. So yeah. Also, kind of curious because you mentioned you were getting into metal. Like what kind of bands have you been digging lately?
I'm literally just, I'm not even into many bands. I'm just discovering some of the OG stuff. Like I'm just listening to a bit of Black Sabbath.
Oh,
you know, that's where it came from.
Yeah,
with
Ozzy's passing, it's a good time to get into it.
I love War Pigs. That is such a good song.
Yeah.
You know who has an exceptional cover of War Pigs is T-Pain.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! So people know T-Pain for like his auto-tune stuff.
Yes,
and there's some history behind that where he's in an interview or maybe on his Twitch stream talking about how he originally did that because there's a million talented when he was making music at his peak or when he was first coming onto the scene. There was it was very saturated with just talented like vocalists doing R&B, but he wanted to set himself aside or like apart from all that by adding this really heavy auto-tune, this unique sound, and it succeeded. It worked really well for him. But because of that, people don't know his voice is butter, man. It is so good. He did
put that to him.
He's actually done he did like an unplugged cover of his song Bartender with like violins and stuff. It's a gorgeous arrangement.
Wow.
And there's like a famous concert where he does a cover of War Pigs and he's in like this satin shirt. He's dripping with sweat because he's been performing all night.
Wow.
It is incredible. I cannot recommend that cover enough.
Check
I'm gonna make a note.
Check the album. He's got a full album of these covers. Actually, it's called On Top of the Covers, but War Pigs is on that. I will recommend this album like to anyone who is just interested in like a good cover that's done in such a unique and like well performed way. He's got, and it's like he crosses like all genres on it because he's got War Pigs on there, but he does like Don't Stop Believin', which like whether you're a Journey fan or not, it's probably one of the best covers you could do of that song. But he's got Tennessee Whiskey on there. He's got That Life on there.
That's a good song.
Like it's just, man, this is a fantastic album. So truly
rocks.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'll definitely give it a listen, man. I'll definitely give it a listen.
And then have you ever heard of, there's a YouTuber, originally YouTuber, but he's a genius with music. His name is Jonathan Young. Since you're getting into the metal scene, I highly recommend his stuff. He does actually a lot of very his music is largely inspired by musical theater. He went on a podcast I listened to called The Snark Tank. Very different vibe from any shows that we've spoken about because it's like a dark humor like conversational comedy show. But Jonathan Young went on their show to talk about Oh no! Have I gone? Have I gone?
No,
Am I back?
Wait, you're kind of back.
Okay. I think Riverside records locally, so it'll still like record all this, but maybe I'll have to cut this in post. But
it look weird. You're just yapping away, and I'm like, Glenn. No.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Where did I leave on? Sorry.
Oh God.
I was talking about Jonathan Young.
Jonathan Young on the Snark Tank.
Yes. I was literally making a note of it, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He went on a show to talk about his album Starship Velociraptor, which is excellent album, by the way. He talks about how he was inspired by a lot of musical theater works.
Oh, there we go.
Am I gone? Am I back? Are we still here?
No. Yeah, now you're here.
Okay. He was inspired by a lot of like musical theater, like Wicked. Sorry about the connection, by the way. I guess I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. I don't have a wired connection to this PC because it's across the house. But yeah, he was inspired by a lot of like Wicked and other musical theater stuff. And he's known for a lot of metal covers. He actually made some of the music for Magic the Gathering. which is
Wow.
noteworthy. And his music is really good. He's an excellent metal maker. He has also done like old sea shanties in metal styles.
Wow.
He's an exceptional artist. I highly recommend him if you're getting into metal, and if you like any of that theatrical stuff, because you can feel the emotion in it.
Oh, I do like a bit of theatrical. Yes, for sure. I'll definitely look into him then. Thanks for the recommendation, guys.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I'm only like just kind of understanding, like learning about that genre and getting into it, because you know, when I was younger, this is quite so in my neck of the woods in London, where what's popular around here is drill. Basically, it's drill, it's rap, it's all that kind of stuff. So it was typically frowned upon to listen to that kind of music if you wanted to be in that space, and that was kind of all I knew when I was younger. So I never really batted an eye toward it. And then now I'm listening to these songs. I'm like, these are really just good pieces of music. Why was I never listening to this? You know, so yeah, I think like listening to like Black Sabbath and then some of the Osbourne stuff really put me on it. It was his passing that obviously brought me down that road. And then also what added to that was, I don't know if you guys watch much anime at all, but I finished Attack on Titan, and I really liked the music Sim was making, like the rumbling and Under the Tree. So I listened to their Play Dead album, and I love some of those songs on there, man. Yeah. And like, I know they're kind of like a more of an alternative kind of metal, because they have reggae in their music. But just listening to that stuff, I'm like, that's just really cool music, man. Like, that's kind of what I'm entering down the road now, and I'm excited for it.
Excellent. Man, there's. I ask because I'll go on and on about metal, because it's just, for me, it's favorite genre personally.
Right.
But if you want, like, I will say, if you want, at least like from England specifically, like there's, like two like really big ones. Bring Me the Horizon just like has blown up tremendously, and they've gone through so many genre changes, or like I don't want to say genre changes, but like style changes. Like if you give them a listen, right, and you listen to like their first album, right, like yes, like if you listen to like their first couple albums and then listen to them now, they're so dynamic and they've evolved so much. So there's them, and then like another absolute favorite of mine, because alongside like metal, I've been super into like electronic stuff over the years. Enter Shikari. I will enter. Yeah. They're man, they are probably one of the most unique groups I've ever listened to for that stuff. And their like sound now is way different. Like they don't really do much of the metal stuff anymore. But their sound now is so interesting and so different from like what they used to do. So I don't know, like those I would say would be like just some of my favorites in general. But man, I love metal in general.
Is the metal savant as far as I'm concerned.
I feel like outclassed here.
I told you guys about like going out drinking last night, but one of the bars we hit up was a karaoke bar, and my wife, I'm not like a public performance person, but my wife put my name down with Bodies by Drowning Pool. And I was like,
original.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? All right, let's go do it. And I gave it, genuinely the best performance I could. It was a lot of fun, man. Because
sounds like it.
I don't want to brag, but like I have practiced and kind of perfected like the vocal sound, at least for like screams and everything, the best that I can, at least. And it was so fun, like just getting up there and like belting out like proper like growls and like fries and stuff like that. And like the audience were like people in the bar loved it too. I was expecting to get like not a good reaction out of it, and people were like loving it. Like
that's awesome.
I saw at least 2 people recording me, so
you won.
That's how you know you're doing good.
You got there.
Yeah. So I was like,
that's sick, man.
God, performing is so fun. It's cool to have a crew like this on the show talking about music, because obviously like this is predominantly a Pokemon podcast, but there's more to it. And like this is the stuff I live for, is being able to understand what makes people tick, and like what gets like especially creative people, like hearing like there's all this process in music, and like all of my thoughts on this, that, and the third. And it translates, of course, to if you make anything with Pokemon. And
Yes.
I think that's really, like, it's beautiful in a way, in like a humanitarian sense. Not to get like sappy about it, but I think that's true. I think that's just something you can measurably tell exists as some overlap between the two spaces.
Yeah, so it's the drive to create is the core, right?
Certainly. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've kind of exhausted my list of questions. Or actually, here's one. Johnny, I think you wrote this down. Do you want to, or maybe we've talked about the new video format to your satisfaction?
I think we kind of did cover everything there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you have anything else then? Or are we about to? Because I don't really want to talk about this last question we have on the doc. Because we'll maybe talk about that in the bonus. Anything else you want to say though?
Nothing for me personally to ask or really say. So yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Sean, do you have any closing remarks?
This has been a lot of fun.
I think I've left again. I'm sorry.
I've enjoyed myself a lot, actually. Yeah, it's been a lovely conversation.
Glad to hear that. It's been wonderful to have you on. We're going to have you on in a moment in the bonus episode where we talk about our top 3 cards from 2025 and what we're expecting in 2026 over on Patreon. Patreon.com/terminalcreative, $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, all that good stuff. Go check that stuff out. I'm excited where we're going to go over there now. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Obviously, your channel will be linked below in the description. This has been a blast. It's such a delight to have someone that introduced me, like I was introduced to in the space on YouTube for Pokemon so early on. Like you've been a big part of my Pokemon journey in general. So it's very cool to have you on and just have fun conversations like this. So thank you again so very much. Anything else you'd like to say before we close?
No, I was just going to say thanks for having me, man. It's been really, really fun talking about things like this, and it seems like we all enjoy similar stuff, so that's really nice.
Certainly. Well, excellent. This has been a great episode of N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. Thank you all for coming out and listening and watching. It seems my internet's gone again, but maybe we're back. Are you guys still there?
We're back.
Okay. Jeez, this is gonna be a nightmare in post, but we'll see. Maybe I'll leave some of it in just so people understand.
For the memes.
Yeah. But thank you all for coming out, watching, listening. And we'll see you in, if not the bonus, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
This is Editor Glenn. I wanted to come in here because I once again forgot to thank our Patreon producer. Yup, it's me. Thank you for your continued support of the show. And thank you to all of our other Patreon supporters as well. But specifically, thank you to Yup, it's me for the continued support over the months as our producer tier patron. Thank you very much. That'll be all for this week. Goodbye.